Fuck it. Let's just start going. What's going on, Past Master? How you doing, buddy? Just kind of go over some other shit this morning before I talk about that book. Excuse me. Let some people catch up. Get their coffee out. Talk about Inglorious Rex, and we're gonna get brutal. Get ready to get brutal review of the new Inglorious Rex. Actually, is it new? I don't think it's new. 2022. It's this year. Also, we're gonna look at some of the other stuff that I got. So I pre-ordered this. I pre-ordered this guy a couple months ago. Fucking dope. I totally forgot about it. And it showed up. So fucking cool. And then here's his friend, Jack. Good old Jack Goodman. So fucking cool. Really, really cool sculpture. Really cool figure. Love it. Do. So, go through the cards real quick. Rivals. Dun, 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 dun. We got Rune. And we got 232. Laced up. This looks like Patrick. Is this Patrick's? It looks like PTP. Looks like PTP did it. SH, who did this? Can't tell who did that one. Somebody fucking dope. Who did this one? It doesn't say who did. I am gonna call out Irene. I think Irene did this one. This looks like something Irene did, but I don't see any names. I do not see the names. I mean, I see my name on this one because derp. Also, this is a good. The card looks dope. These are fucking amazingly printed cards. Nice, good gloss on them. Super dope. I gotta think of another word other than super dope or dope as fuck. But these look like solid, good cards. As an artist, I'm looking at this and I'm going. Like, I mean, I have like bottles and stuff in there, but like maybe I didn't need to draw them that small, or maybe I could have drew them closer. Let me take a sip of coffee. What the fuck am I doing? You know, like these read okay, but like they would have read better if they were bigger. And like my name, I didn't put that little gradient on my name. But now it's like making my name hard to read with the little gradient. So that's just like in the this is dope. But in the future, it's like, okay, don't put gradients on the name, please, because you may not be able to see it. Anyways, just I'm going back and forth. Positives and pros. Positives and pros. Lots of pros. Lots of pros right now. I don't know. I can't tell who did that, but it's still dope. Those are fucking dope. Jesus, fuck. I need another word other than dope. That's a really great creative project that I could see that being on Saturday morning or something. I mean, not as a kid, I could see it on Saturday morning. Now I could see it being on, you know, a CGI thing or even a movie. I think it would be cool. I mean, I know that's not really the goal. I mean, it's Shane's in another like league, so he could have contacts that are like, yo man, we like your stuff. Let's do some movies. Would be dope. So it's worth that. Like if they were like, yeah, they're gonna make that into a movie, I would be like, of course they are. It's original, it's fresh, and it's fun. It's got cats. This is the reticulated. That's dope. I mean, that's just fucking cool as shit. I mean, like you could have. I mean, just you're gifting this, right? Like, yes, this is him with the hat, crown, flashing like digital. Like you could also do. You know, him biting down. You could do something where somebody's like lightsaber activates or fucking sun sword activates. There's cockpit stuff. You know, like you could be sitting there doing this, and like as the person's hanging out, the cockpit lights are like flashing and shit. Transformer, you know what I mean? You could do some PTP stuff. You could do ninja stars getting thrown. I mean. It's really up to like what you want to do, what your imagination is, but it's really cool. You know, it's like you've seen these or you saw those a couple years ago, 20, 30, 40 years ago, this reticulated stuff. But I don't know, I guess it like went out of style and now it's kind of coming back. It's really dope. There's like some, how do they fucking print it? It's definitely like printed on like, I'd like to go see them how they do that. It's definitely printed on two different ridges, and then it's cool. It's cool. It's a sticker. Let's see. Is it a clear sticker? No. Solid sticker. Still dope. That's dope. This is cool. This is you know, you're like, ah, what the fuck is that? But like once you realize what it means, it's cute. Okay, so I like I got the book and I flipped through it a couple times. And the art is fucking dope, right? I mean, that's a given. There's like some stuff that you're just like, yeah, that's a given. But the art is pretty sweet. I mean, it's I had to spend some time with it, just like looking at it just for the art. It's almost like, not to say it's fucking Avatar, but I don't know, man. There's just like so much pretty stuff going on in the movie visually that you're just like, what's the story? And then later on, and this is with Avatar, so you're watching and going, oh my god, there's fucking four-armed monkeys, there's fucking blue people, there's giant mechs, there's other moons going on. Like there's all this fucking shit that he's like throwing at you, and it's all done really well, right? And then you like, you fucking have to like scrape that stuff away and be like, well, what kind of fucking cut of meat did you give me? Right? Like, hey, like fucking James Cameron gave us a potato with some chives. He gave us fucking, you know, sauteed mushrooms, and he gave us gravies, and he gave us some fucking, you know, radishes that were steamed and pickled. Who the fuck knows? Like he just gave us a whole menagerie of stuff to eat, right? And then when you start scraping it all away, it's just like some weird fucking like Hungry Man Salisbury steak, piece of meat. That's kind of what it was. Like, you're like, wait a minute, so you're just telling me fucking... What are you telling me? You're telling me fucking Dances with Wolves, but with fucking Blue Panther people? Come on, bro. Like, I like the mechs, but come on. Your storyline was dog shit. So, I just wanted to, like, enjoy this book for a little bit. Before I got into the actual story. So, I was just really enjoying this. So what is my point? My point is that Avatar was really, really pretty, and a lot of attention was given, and this book is the same way. I mean, right off the bat, though, they're not using fucking papyrus for their logo. This is a dope fucking logo. I don't know who made this logo. Let's talk about who made this logo. Who the fuck made this logo? Dum 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 dum. I fucking don't know who made that logo. Dum 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 dum. It's printed in America though. That's a dope logo. Dum 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 dum. Okay, I don't know who made the logo, but the point is that this is already a little bit better than Avatar because this is a better logo. Sorry. So, I'm flipping through it. There's like some cool stuff like this going on where it's like, oh, whoa, what? It's like a nightmare scene. It's a dream sequence kind of a thing. The booties are well drawn. The lips are well drawn. Not to be weird, like, yo, hail Shane Davis, but, like, this shot, I was like, God damn, how fucking far is this dude away from her? Like, he's like, hey, can you pass me some salt? I'm like, how the fuck are they talking and like, understanding what they're saying? She looks really far away. But, I'm just saying that as a customer. Like, I'm sure Shane is gonna just fucking rip my book apart. So I'm just saying. I'm just off the cuff. Just don't kill me. That's dope. All this stuff is followable. I'm like, yeah, okay, gotcha. I like this. This is cool. Like, this could have been done. Like, I wish I could see the actual line work. Oh, this is dope. And you know who? I think who inked it is Yanzi inked it. What? It's good. I'd like to see just the line work for this stuff. Especially all this like techno stuff. Because it looks like it was done there. Well, it's just dope. It's cool. I like it. Some silhouettes going on. I mean, he's fucking like years and years at the big two, and now this is him just doing whatever he wants. It's fucking killer. So yeah, this is more killer artwork. So I'm just you like get sucked in. The artwork is good. The artwork is really good, and you just kind of get sucked in to the details in the background. I really enjoy it, and it doesn't feel like a monthly book from Marvel. Like that, you're not holding like a collection of Marvel monthly books, or not even just Marvel, just like any book. Like this isn't, oh, here's 4 issues of a Marvel book collected, DC book collected. Like this feels European art wise. You know what I mean? Like this could have been done hardback and like bigger. You know, like the larger European books, how they get released, like a little bit bigger and hardback. Like, I would have liked to see that. I would have paid for that. Because the art is really, really dope. And there's lots of detail and stuff going on. Lots of time and effort on each page. Like, that's fucking killer. And you could tell, just like jumping in on the story, whereas you could tell with some of this that like Shane did some training. Like, oh, is he a fan of it or is he training? You're like, oh yeah, he's done some training. You're like, oh, okay, it makes sense. You could tell. There's a story going on. I'll get into the story in a second. I'm just looking at the art. So I think one of the first times that I met Shane online on a stream, I like asked him about this book, and I asked him the purpose of these Rexes, like Rex tech. Like, what is the purpose of cloning these creatures and using them? Because it seems almost like a waste of energy and resources just to make like a sport spectacle of these things. Like, hey, we're designing the best fucking tanks, like they're gonna be the shit, and then we're just gonna like use them to drive fucking over cars like a monster truck rally. You know what I mean? Like, hey, here comes the Navy with their new Harrier jet. Yeah, blow up some empty trucks. Woohoo! Mud, skipping mud. No, so I'm like, hey, what's going on with this tech? And like, he didn't want to say anything. And there's definitely, it's definitely addressed in here, in a good way. In a good way. I like also that it's not just like money shots. Like, you could tell where it's like he put in the time, and there's like little establishing shots. There's lots of like big little different angles and stuff. I mean, it's fucking goddamn. He's the shit, dude. And this looks like the shit. So yeah, so I'm going, oh man, that'd be dope to see a little bit bigger format. Artist, like an artist edition, but then full color too. Is that weird? Be like, yeah, I want an artist edition that has both. But that shit would be like fucking twice as big as this. I don't know. Twice as big, but with like a bunch of sketches and stuff like that. I love seeing sketches and character design work. Boom! Round one. Fight. Great face right there. So now this is the main fight. This is the fucking, Clubber Lang and fucking Rocky fight, Put my finger right here because this is something that I was like, what the fuck is going on here? What the fuck is going on here? This is I was like, what the fuck is this shit? This is gonna be, we're gonna go back to this because I think this is like my only, like, if I left the theater, I would be like, that was dope, except that one thing, and it's gonna be this. Hey, look, there's Mandy. Damn, man, that fucking face is amazing. The lips. The lips and the tubing and stuff is just like, golly gee whiz. Makes you want to be a better drawer because you're like, oh, this is what it is. You're like, you really like people who are coming up and up. I just made that up. People who are like up and coming, like, I'm not saying copy this, but look at the fucking level of like panache and the level of craftsman that was put into this. It's tight as fuck. Like, you could be wonky and fun, but like just this level of fucking production on it is just dope as shit. Do that. You know? Don't do your best, do Shane's best. You're like, oh, I did my best. No, try to do Shane's best. Look at this. The fucking onomatopoeia sound effects all look super dope. This is dope too. The rounds and then getting the smacka-macka in the art. That's dope. All those onomatopoeias are dope. I mean, this guy... Another reason why I wish it was a larger format in the print, because this guy's got all kinds of fucking shit growing out of him that's radioactive, and there's vines, there's veins, and there's scales, and it should be bigger. Like, I mean, he definitely put in the time. You know, Shane put in the time to build that stuff, and Yanzi was just inking this shit like a fucking, I don't know, like a wizard. I mean, it's just like, that looks dope. Like, I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. Wizard, inking it like a wizard. I'm looking for something for an inker. It's just like, I like her inking. It's not a heavy hand. Like, there's definitely, like, you know, nice thick bold lines separating everything. There's definitely planes that are being created with her inking. But like, when you go back into it, there's such a fucking like light touch to the rendering of the shadows and stuff, and the rendering of all of this detail around these guys' faces, and the tech is just like, you know, definitely like bold lines, bold shapes, but then it's like intricate fucking inking, and just like capturing like the, you know, it's very soft, thin lines, you know. Sometimes it's hard to capture that. I get real heavy-handed. It's nice. So yeah, I want to see more of it. I want to see it bigger. Dope face. So we are in a I'm just going back, because sometimes I'm just like, where the fuck are we again? Because I don't know, maybe because I'm drinking that coffee. We're at a fucking giant arena with lights coming out. I'm just spitballing, but like, here's the arena, like, having these lights project the this thing right here, you know, the elimination tree or whatever the fuck it's called. Like, that would have been cool to have that projected over the stadium and lights, you know, like these lasers were projecting it up there. That would have been cool. I mean, that's fucking, you know, really not a big deal. Kind of like that. Like, they're already establishing the like giant projection of things. Like, that would have been cool to do that above the stadium, and then showing people like coming over to it. Maybe, because I'm like, what the fuck is this? Maybe like some sort of like bridge, and maybe some like people standing like waiting to get into line. I don't. But this thing is also like, I don't know where the fuck we are, because this thing is also, you're gonna find out that like the air is toxic and shit. So this could be built in addition, built on. So there may not be walkways and shit going into it. Maybe. You know, subterranean way to get into this complex. But we're going to find out that the air outside is fucked. All right. We're going to go back. I'm like going back and forth, back and forth. Back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, the lettering is done really, really well. It's really consistent and it's good. I could tell with a little bit of the shade of color who's doing what. Who's doing this? Mr. Eric Weathers. I wonder if Mr. Weathers did the logo. Kaboom! Round 4. Look at that. That's pretty dope. I like the blurring around. Then we get down into like a little image of the brother, the lost brother, the dead brother. A lot of motivation with family. Oh, hold on. I don't want to get into the story just yet. Anyways, he has like a moment. Oh, shut the fuck up, please. Shut the fuck up, please. Did you just speak? So there's something like triggers or wakes up within the Rex 232. It's apparently cloned from the dead brother. So like when you make these things, they're cloned from you, which allows like a better connection. So he's doing it with his brother, with his brother's Rex. But it almost feels like there's like some like Ghost in the Shell kind of a thing where it's like the Rex might even be like this weird like cloned version of his brother. Like, I am Nate. You know what I mean? Could be something like that going down. So they're like powering the fuck up. You know, turning all power on, activate, shika-ba-boom, crack-a-boom, boom, ba-boom, ba-ba-boom. Fucking, they're sizzling, shit's burning. The punch is so powerful, right, that it's creating kinetic heat from the fucking shockwave, right? And so it's even pushing the limits to the cage that they're in, the holding cell. You see his like skin is like not only like getting burnt off like it's a fucking nuclear bomb going off, but he's also getting pushed back, you know, from the glide and viscosity of his own blood. Ugh. Sick. That's dope. There's all. It's a fucking dope shot. I mean, just a dope shot in general. I like it because there's like a crunchy, gross monster stuff. You got this fucking dope lightning slashing through it as well, right? And then you have the blood and stuff, the blood and gore creating the speed lines. Like the artist. I mean, it is an artist. I'm sorry, the colorist color artist put like little speed lines and stuff in the background. I almost feel like it didn't need that. I'd like, I like the gradient, but could you not put these little speed lines in, because it's kind of overpowering the illusion that I've already created with the blood spatter generating that motion. I mean, that's not me being nitpicky. I mean, this is sick as fuck. I don't think you needed those speed lines. So who told me? I mean, it's like anime and manga use the fuck out of speed lines, and I think I've used speed lines, but I think Klaus Janson in class said one time to not use speed lines. You know, they're cheap, is what he said, and then he was like, you know, every frame is like a photo, and I was like, every frame is like a photo, okay. So, like, he was doing it, you know, thinking very cinematically, and I was like, yeah, every frame is like a photo, and in my head I'm going, high-speed camera shit, you know what I mean? Like this is like high-speed camera where you're like, you just, and it's just like, you catching all the blood and dirt and stuff flying up in that moment of impact. But then I'm also using like high-speed camera when you're like picking up the newspaper. So there's like, anyways. Oh shit, we're in trouble now. Now he gets out, then we're throwing down. This is the dope. So this guy, I don't want to get in this. I don't want to get in the story yet. You're gonna have to wait. Just hold on. These guys just getting his fucking ass beat. And then he's begging. Good art. That's sick. Yeah, man, the artwork is good. Hey, here's your reticulated scene. Epic. 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 And then this pigeon. Like pigeon, man. What a good fucking pigeon. Who's our laughing? Good pigeon. Like, yeah. Draw me a pigeon. Draw me a fucking telephone. Dope. So the pigeon's flying away. And I don't even know if, I mean, I don't want to spoil this thing. So I'm going to go past the next couple of pages because it's really up to you to get the book. And figure it out. I'm not here to spoil it. I'm just here to I don't want to spoil the last part. But bonus material. Let's get some bonus material. Love bonus material. That's the cover. That's the inks. Wow. Damn, man. So dope. Love that tech. Love it. Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Get a John Malin variant. Funny. One time he said to my hands, I was drawing hands on a vampire, and he said they were retarded. Like, holy shit! I thought it was funny as fuck. And then I see this where he's like drawing fucking carrots for fucking fingers. Like, dude, what is that? Looks like a fried chicken or something. That's dope. Mike Wilson bringing it in. That's sick, dude. I think the scale's a little off after I've like read the book. Like, this guy is fucking... I think unless you read the book, you're not really understanding where these people are in relation to each other. And that is where I was like, what the fuck is going on? This is dope. I love seeing this kind of stuff. Who doesn't, right? Color ideas, that's right. I would have liked to see like his different ideas of what this guy looks like. Love the fur. Yeah, I would have liked to see some of the other designs, but I bet you he's saving that for book 2. The little gravel and shit fucking flying up. These are cool bikes too, with these like no spoke looking bikes. Birds up here. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Look at that. Yeah, I like the logo. The logo's really dope. And that logo. So there was a Como se dice? There was a magnet that came with the book as well, and the magnet is on the fridge downstairs. So, all right. So we're gonna get into the story. Story's good. You know, the story, without spoiling it, the story is a younger brother. He's training. He's fighting. He's got maybe a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. I'm not sure. I need to read it again. I'm just going to brush it. He's kind of got something going on. There's legacy. There's family issues. There's loss. The older brother died in a fight with the Rexes. He was punched and punched in the cockpit. He got punched in the cockpit and he died. Took a blow to the cockpit. So they're like, hey, we're gonna retire your brother's Rex, but we're gonna let you fight the main guy. Main guy Rune, who like killed your brother. So that was cool. That's not, that's not that didn't feel played out. Then you bring in the dad, and the dad is like, you're doing what? You're fighting who? And like, you can't fucking do that. You're not fucking, tethered to the Rex 232 like your brother is, because this is his DNA. It was cloned from him. And in a flashback, you hear about the brother mentioning defending the city. So that is brought up. Because I was like, yo, what are these things used for? Like I asked, like I said earlier, I was like, what are these things used for? And that kind of gets addressed. That gets addressed in the spoilers. Spoiler, in the back of the book. I didn't want to show like the last couple of pages of the book. Like I want people to go and like, enjoy it on their own or order it and find out what happens. So it's very much. I bet it feels like a kickboxer story, like some sort of Thai legend, of a kickboxer who died, fighting this other kickboxer, and he dies, and then the younger brother grows up and trains, and then fights the guy who killed his brother, and like the guy only beat his brother because he used an illegal hit, like an illegal move. He got punched in the cockpit. So they fight. It's good. Like we looked through it. There was some good fighting, and then he's having relations. He's hooking up with another fighter, so it kind of shows that these Rexes are evolving. The older they get, the more fighting they do, they start to evolve and get different moves and stuff. She gets some sort of I don't know, it was like a harpoon that like stabs a guy and then it like kind of like boils up and stuff. Anyways, so I liked it. The story seemed pretty cool. I say pretty cool, like I'm adding pretty, like that's a pejorative. No, I thought it was cool. Like if I went and saw this, I'm like, yeah, this is a good movie. That was good. There wasn't there's nothing really preachy other than this guy just wants a piece of this guy who killed his brother. And there's people up against him. The promoter is like, yeah, fucking take him apart. Like, this is an old Rex. Fuck it. Like, we don't even, we don't need him around anymore. What else? Yeah, so it's there's more of a story here than there is with Avatar. So we're gonna full circle back to fucking Avatar. So they both are you know, kind of controlling this other creature. There's some brother issues, but it pretty much ends right there. This has a better story. This, if I saw this in a movie, this would be fucking dope, and I'd be like, yeah, this is fucking dope. This is cooler than like Blue Monkeys. Like seeing giant monsters throw down. This is dope because you're also gonna like what he's setting up in this story is really cool. This is almost like an origin story for the main character, and I'm excited to see where this is gonna go. Because it's just a setup of I mean, it's a dope setup. It's a dope setup of this Rex tech, what's going on, who's the best one, why they're the best ones, why they need to be the best ones. Yeah, it's interesting. I think it's going to be really, really cool. All right, so that was me just pouring honey all over it. So let's pull out the mustard. My only like, what the fuck is going on? And I would have like said that while I was watching it. This was a movie. I mean, as I was like reading it, I was like, what the fuck? Because and then I like went through the book a couple times after, like I was looking through the book and just kind of looking at it and then not really paying attention to the story. And then I read it, and then I read it again. And then I read it, looking at the story, blah, blah, blah. Like, what are you saying, dude? Okay. This right here, I didn't realize that these guys were, like, jacked in like this, like riding them on their backs. And I saw that, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Because it's like you don't really see it here. I'm like never gonna get a link to hang out with him after mentioning this. So I'm seeing him here, and I was like, oh, is this a reveal? Like, is this a reveal that he's like actually in there? Because I was like, how would you punch somebody in the cockpit? Until I saw this. But there's like one other shot. Like, it doesn't show him here. It doesn't show him like getting onto the back of the Rex. Right? So I wasn't really sure where the fuck he came from. There's a shot here, right? But I'm gonna hold that. Doesn't show cockpit there. Okay, right here it shows her like standing up from her cockpit. But I don't know where the fuck she is right here. And I don't see her. Okay, maybe I see her right here. And then here, I guess, you know, it's a silhouette with a light shining. So I just thought they were on a, like some sort of maintenance. Some sort of maintenance rack next to the Rex. Right, so we get a little idea of like, hey, there's a connection here, okay, and then over here in the margin we see her riding on it, and it's real small. And then right here, which I was like, oh, did she like pop up out of some? I mean, Shane's like, fuck you, dude. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I don't, I was just confused. Like, I thought it was being hidden at first when I first realized that that they're riding on their backs. So this right here, I thought this was the kaiju. This was the Rex, fighting, and then our guy Owen was on some kind of platform or something. It was like this wasn't literal. This was some kind of like figurative. But then it's all like encased in this energy, so I should have paid attention to that, I guess. It's over in the corner, it's like if I'm just, I wish it was a little bit more obvious, if that's what was intended, because I'm flipping through and I'm like, how did he die? Like, I wonder how he died. How did the brother really die? Because you're not showing it. There's no like suiting in. There's no like kind of hopping on like a motorcycle kind of moment. Like, I'm seeing this, but then I'm like, well, is he in a cockpit then? Well, I don't know. I'm not trying to be nitpicky, because I love looking at this. And once you get it, you're like, oh, okay. But yeah, if this was the moment, I was like, what the fuck is he doing on his back? Because then it's like, well, if that's like where he gets punched, like, would that not, you could just encase that, then you don't have to worry about getting punched in the cockpit. This is all dope. I mean, this is so... That's awesome. Look at the little... So, that's my only, like, problem that I would have with it. Was not knowing where they were. Not knowing the location of the pilots isn't as clear as I would like it to be. So yeah, so he gets out and he starts fist fighting the fucking dude, which is kind of funny because it's like there's almost an underlining meaning of like this is people fighting because the guy they're fighting each other in these Rexes, but once they got into the real world with just the brother and this guy, I mean it's like, is that like internet bullies? Once you get them out in public, they just kind of, the keyboard warriors just kind of crumble. The Mark Brookses of the world just buckle. Yeah, and so then this, once the guy's like, I'm not gonna kill the guy, I'm not gonna kill him. He's gonna live with the shame that I fucking defeated him. And then the Rex steps up and is like, fucking eat him. Kill him. And he's like, I'm not gonna kill this fucking guy. Which I don't know. I mean, you're there as a athlete. You're not there as a blood sport combatant. They're clearly, all of them were upset that the brother died. So this isn't a fucking blood sport. This is just, them using the kaiju. So him, like, getting down there and beating the shit out of the guy was probably exciting, interesting. Him just smashing that dude's fucking head wide open in the middle of the arena probably wouldn't have played out very well. I could see that being a manslaughter charge, right? But the Rex, he's like, yo, let's eat him. So he's like, no, we're not going to. And so his Rex goes over there and mutilates the other guy. And then we start getting into some of the spoiler stuff. Really cool design. So this is the chick that he's like having relations with. Now that he's the king, that means he has to fight all the other Rexes that are contenders, including his girlfriend. So that'll be a cool setup for the second part. Without getting into the other cool spoiler part, because I think that's gonna be fun. Them fighting like this is cool, but once you realize like what they're training for, and who they're actually training to fight, I think it's interesting. Because it's like, you know what? Imagine Inglorious Rex is like the cage fighting, right? There's fucking like street fights going on. If you know, no spoiler alerts, but you have Rex combat here, you know, which is like gloves. And what is all that training for? It's all for, you know, in case you get into a scuffle, fisticuff on the street. We're gonna get to see some of that stuff. What was the one, Rocky, with Tommy Gunn, where he's like, yeah, you don't know the streets. Like, I think that's where we're gonna go. Like, yeah, like you know the ring, but I know street. I think that'll be interesting. But so how long have I been talking? Probably too long. Maybe not long enough. I love the book. It's really awesome. I'm glad to have it. I'm glad to have a signed copy. This is a how to do it for artists, for creators, for CG. This is how you do it. This type of the quality of book that you put out. You know, I think because you know you're like, hey, you know, you said you know you had an issue with the cockpits. Like, what would you have done then? Like, good. Like, yeah. Like, I have a problem. Do I have a solution or suggestion? I mean, I would have without adding anything really, or taking away or changing anything, because as an artist I totally get like, don't fucking tell me to like add 2 more panels to this fucking page. But I could see like maybe a double page spread of him getting into the cockpit, you know, like climbing onto him somehow. Even if it was like some kind of cool, you know, where it's like you see him and then there's a couple of floating panels of system checks, you know, because they have it with like, you know, the eyes and stuff, right? But it's like, oh, like this is dope, but it's like I would love to have a shot where it had been pulled back and I'm understanding what this visual language is, you know. So it'd be like, you know, full page of him climbing on, or him visually like clearly being on the Rex, and then a couple of panels of like stuff screwing on, clicking in, and then it finishing down here with like these 2 eyes going gold. And then that way, like the, you know, whenever you see this, like you're understanding what they're doing. So I would have suggested doing, maybe somehow showing this sooner. I mean, but other than that, it's readable and it's fucking awesome. Yeah, this is so this chick right here, this monster, she's evolving and she's got stuff going on. Yeah. And then it says something, Jesus, look. Looks like there was something in those harpoons that anatomic Rex shot. Whatever was in it, it's got her leg all swole up. Time to max out Razor's aggression protocol. Whee-ah! Chop kicks the fucking head off. Damn, look at that mouth. That face looks awesome. So, yeah, so I liked it. I like it overall. If I had seen it in the movie theaters, I would have been jamming on it. And the cockpit thing, I would just be like, oh, okay. That would have been my only gripe. But overall, I thought it was awesome. I thought it was a good one. It's definitely a reread. You know, the cockpit thing isn't even a real gripe or a complaint. You know, I think maybe my real complaint is that I wish it was like bigger. I wish the printing of it was bigger. I wish there was more of the background stuff. But that's, you know, that's my flavor of ice cream. You know, I want to see more of the production art and the designs of these guys. So hopefully we'll get to see some of that. If you haven't got this book, you should go ahead and get it. What else? That's pretty much it. This cover's awesome. I think Yanzi and Shane are a great team. They really nailed it. Excited to see Inglorious Rex 2. Alright guys, I'm going to go back to work. I'm going to get some work done, but I said I would do an honest review, and that's my absolute Eagle Scout honest review. Hope that was all good. I like the book. Alright. Peace out, guys.